Tree Hive in the sky with your woman wizard, pollinator of positivity, a shape-shifting woman wizard. She's a happiness navigator. That is me, Melissa Mojo B. Bringing in the crystal magic tonight, the crystal ball. Reiki always, as I am a Reiki master. But Reiki also means universal life force energy. The universal energy that is chi. We love to think of it as cosmic rainbow energy. You are a powerful wizard as well. We are all made of this divine energy. And I teach about Reiki. I also teach that we're all doing this energy magic already. So I'm here to just share a little love, a little sparkle. 30 days in a row here for sure on YouTube, and we'll see what happens from there. So just relax, enjoy these moments in the Tree Hive, and feel the Reiki vibrations, feel the chi. My intention is for peace, protection, and prosperity for thee and then loved, thee and thine. Yes, you and your loved ones. This is a little black tourmaline. We'll bring that in just to clear anything out, to release what needs to be released in this moment. Hi, Dharma. We have our Reiki Master cat friend, Dharma, here. She's but a shadow. And as much as we are happiness navigators, we're also shadow navigators. We see the blessings in those lessons. We thank them. Even the hard times, even the dark ones. There would be a masterpiece if it wasn't for the outline and the shadows too. Dharma is just relaxing with us. You can hardly see her. Look, you can see her eyes sparkle a little there. Welcome into the Tree Hive in the sky with your woman wizard, Melissa Mojo B, Dharma the Reiki Master Kitty. I am a trained Reiki Master, but I'm also here to remind you that we're all wizards. We're all things. We're already doing perfectly in this beautiful moment of now. The present of now. Just taking away anything that's not serving this moment. Just gonna wind it up. Wind it up, right, kitty? Just wind it up. Anything that's not serving there. There you go. Little ASMR. You might hear the city outside. We're in Toronto City, and I'm sending out from my kingdom in this Tree Hive in the sky overlooking Lake Ontario. The best of intentions for peace, protection, and prosperity for thee. Again, taking what's not serving, making room for all that new spring energy. Oh, it feels warm and buzzy and sweet. Hi. Hello from here. Maybe I'll light a little Palo Santo, a little smoke cleanse for us. Thank you to the fire. Thank you to the air. Thank you to the earth. Thank you to the water. We are all of these things. We are also spirit. We are one love. Maybe you might even smell a little out of those relationships, out of the moments, so that we can focus on the magic. It's not hocus pocus, it's focus. Dear ones, just blowing away what needs to go so we can bring in abundance. The one love deserves love, and you are the one love, and I am the one love, and we are all one love, just trying to make it to the top of the mountain of love. Thank you for taking a moment, for investing a moment in yourself to just be still, let go a little bit, take a moment for you, take a moment for we. It's not so much you and I, as it is we wizards. We have a card here as well. Yes, hello. Hi to you. I'm going to turn this down just a little bit. We're going to pull a couple cards from the Shaman's Dream Oracle. The deck looks like this. Hello. Hi, Veronica. How are you? Wonderful to have you here. So we're going to take a look at the Shaman's Dream. We had a card come out that wanted to come before we even got into the session, so we'll look at that one first. And it's an eagle here. Look at this eagle with its eye looking through this sacred lens. We think about the eagle. Right now we're having the eagle, a certain country that has been associated with the eagle taking a lot of power. There's a lot of that, like I love to say about us all being shapeshifters. We can be all experiences. So an eagle, right, flies high, is free, is strong, but can also be a bully. So it's a time where we need to look bullies in the face and not be afraid, and know that we're looking through the divine eye here. So this is called the Eyes of the Eagle. It's from the Shaman's Dream deck, and it is saying, rising above the fray, dear ones. And this is a time to rise above the fray, to have the courage to be content, to explore the journey of joy, to be abundantly authentic, and to see through the divine eye, to not accept bullies, to not bow, to not make ourselves small, to not dim our light, to shine bright, to look clearly, to rise above the fray. This reminds me of a message. My mom used to tell me that there was a picture of Krishna going into battle, and that his friend was quite afraid in the picture, and that Krishna was not afraid. And funny enough, we're not religious, so I don't know why we had this picture of Krishna in my nursery, but Krishna being calm in battle, and almost a joyous look on the face of Krishna in battle. And that's rising above the fray. That's rising above the bullies and the hardships of life, and being not only calm in the center of the storm, but even joyful. So as much as, the Buddhists say, once we accept that life is suffering, then we can truly be happy. We really, yeah, I do have socials. I'm at Mojo and Magic on TikTok and on Facebook. You can find me there as well. And our website is www.mojoandmagic.com. Thanks for asking. Zorak the Great. Perfect. You're in the right place, Zorak the Great. So seeing above the fray, rising through a battle, and being not only calm, but having the courage to be content in these times of world war, of the world being on fire, of so much fear, of so much suffering. And as the Buddhists say, life is suffering, and once you accept that, then we be happy. But one addendum I would maybe like to make is that we can put joy at the center. I know Zen is good, and it's good not to be too happy, too sad. But I would suggest finding what gives joy in one's life, because I really think that's important, not only for ourselves, but for the collective. So rising above the fray by finding what makes you happy in every divine day, magnifying those little micro moments of magic, is one way to be of joyful rebellion. And thanks to Chaos for a beautiful album called Joyful Rebellion. I suggest looking it up. There's probably some messages in there as well. Oh, thank you. Well, you're giving me joy as well, too, and that's how it goes. It's reciprocal. And like when you take two flames together, I like saying together, then we burn brighter. So when there's two people with great intentions, and great is such a wonderful word, I actually have it written on my mirror recently. I was like, only accepting greatness, right? We have a right, and not only that, a responsibility for joyful rebellion, for loving ourselves, for talking to ourselves like the best of friends, because we really are. There's no one who's a better friend to me than me. And that's a bit hard to live with sometimes, isn't it? But it's true. It's difficult being a drop in the ocean and the ocean at once. But it's also beautiful complexity. Probably best on Facebook, although I am doing a 30-day challenge over on Instagram right now. So either or is lovely. Thank you for asking. And yeah, go check out the website too. There's a lot going on over there. I might need to pare it down because there's so many offerings, but that's mojoandmagic.com. Ooh, look, you got the ring. The ring reminds me to mention about how we don't want to say my about anything we don't want. So we might not want to say my pain, for example. You see, the ring, my precious. Anything we claim, we really want to watch our words, and even the words that we say inside. So imagine how much it is when we say it outside, or we put it on our social media, or we keep saying the same thing every day, in and out. I had a friend who always said, I'm a terrible morning person. And I thought, oh, would you like that then? You like being a terrible morning person? I'm sure your significant other loves that as well. Well, would I mind reading energy for Minu towards Jerome? Well, I do personal readings personally, and that's because sometimes there's some pretty intense messages that come out. So you feel free to message me on any of the socials at Mojo and Magic, or go on over to the website, and I will do a one-card pull for $5 donations at PayPal, or I can do a pendulum, and then we can go from there. What is the... Oh, there's a flashy object you see, yes. It is another crystal ball type. The energy for Manu towards Jerome feels warm, though, I'll say. Look at this one. Hi. Oh, great. I'm glad you're feeling even higher now that you're here. Let's put the two crystal balls together and see what happens. Oh. One's glass and one's real crystal. That's the difference. But the light is dancing together. Oh, just a little necklace. I see. What you're looking at there. It's lovely the way light dances. I think I'm going to come on here and dance maybe tomorrow. Just dance around for fun. So we're doing 30 days of multi-passionate magic here on YouTube. Thank you. I'm gonna give it some room. All this hair, all this wizarding hair I can't complain about. Very blessed. So yeah, we were talking about the ring and about speaking what we want into existence and not what we don't want. So focus, you see. It's not hocus pocus at all. It's focus. And what we name as mine becomes ours. So we don't want to walk around saying my pain or so many things that we claim. So let's just think about that in the next while. Anything we don't want to claim, let's not call it mine, so that we can not keep it as my precious. Sometimes we feel the need to hold on to things because we've been really hurt and we want the world to know, and that's okay. I get it. I was hurt by a homeless person while I was working on a film set here in Toronto over 10 years ago, and although it really quite crippled me in so many ways, it's also given me a lot, like the ability to be here with you right now and to find different ways to cope, and not only cope, but the courage to be content, even in the pain, even in the suffering, and just to find a little sparkle in every day, and then maybe even shine it forward to someone else. Well, you know, someone said to me one time, and is an elder that I trust, that indeed the sexual energy is a very strong magic, and in fact it's important that we use it in the right means, and that sometimes we can get caught up in things that might actually drain us, but in fact we can take that into a creative mode. And so if we think about the chakras, and since I do love to talk about the rainbow of the chakras, we can talk about the fact that there's purple or violet flame at the crown, and then there's indigo here at our third eye, and the crown is the entrance of divinity, although there's an extra secret that I have about this whole color thing. We'll get to that at the end of this little explanation. It's a bit deep, but I think you can handle it. So at the top, generally we're taught that that's purple. Then we have our third eye, our intuition, our pineal gland or pineal gland. It's like where the unicorn horn would come out, because you know we're all things, magical creatures, all in all. That's like an indigo, like a starry sky. And then here at the throat, it's light blue. And while I'm speaking all these chakras, I'm also clearing them for you, for the collective. And so we have light blue at the throat, we have green, evergreen at the heart. Then we come to the solar plexus, the sun, golden color. And then we have the sacral, and that this is like your confidence, right? Your confidence center. How you shine your light out to the world at the solar plexus, how you shine. A lot of people are blocked up in there because that's where the confidence wants to come up, but it gets a little caught right there and it gets a little nervous. So we'll just remove a little bit of that nervousness there, that self-consciousness, and we'll make it healthy. Healthy ego is important. We don't want to kill our ego. We want a healthy one. And so then we move down to the sacral chakra. That's at our navel, and that is orange, and that is for passion and creativity and also sexuality. So it makes sense. That's where all our organs are. That's where we were separated from our mother and came into this world to breathe the air here in this planet Earth experience. What a magical thing. So that centers orange, and then the root is at the bottom of our spine, and that's red, and that is for fight or flight, and it's for fear. It's that fear center. So how do we respond? Or we might freeze or fawn. So we can make strong all these things by playing with color. That's an amazing truth, you see. And also just by touching those areas. So when we do this, like, oh my goodness, I'm so tired. That is treating our third eye. And so is this one. So you see, we're already doing this magic. When we contemplate, we're treating our third eye, we're calling in our intuition, and we don't even know it, but we do know it. So that's why I'm here to remind you that you're already doing it, you powerful, wise wizard, and witch, and emperor, and empress, and, again, all the experiences that we can take the wisdom out of, and we can also learn from the folly. All right, let's see what's going on here with our comments. Thank you. Okay, now, so I'm going to pick a couple more cards while we're here together. And all the broadcasts here, anytime you see me, Melissa Mojo B, or Mojo and Magic, you know that the intention is for peace, protection, and prosperity, and that you are receiving my very best of broadcast spells and magic. Oh, 2 came at once. Okay. The first one, Sky Dancers, Surrender. Isn't that beautiful? Reminds me of a dragonfly. I once saw a dragonfly migration. It was fantastic. I've seen a monarch migration twice. Once on a tree that was just covered in monarchs at a farm, and once on the beach. And I once saw a dragonfly migration on the beach. Well, twice actually, but the one time was just, wow. I mean, hundreds of thousands of them. It was amazing. Surrender, sky daisies. It's been a time of surrender. We've come through eclipse season just recently. We're still dealing with Mercury retrograde. There's some major hardships going on. I feel like I'm going to start getting into a little bit more, straight up story time with you all in the very near future. Hey, hi. Sending Reiki and cosmic rainbow energy your way to activate, transmute, and evolve. And to help us surrender, because as I put up today, the magical makings of a woman wizard means we do learn to surrender. We do learn acceptance is one of the first keys to joy. And then, we be authentic and we feel the feelings, we move through things, and then we feel the joy. We fly on through it with rainbow colors, dear ones. Well, I am not a doctor, so I really can't help you with that one. You'll have to go into a little clinic and get them to check, love. This one, yeah. So we're coming towards a new moon. We've been through that full moon eclipse. We've done a lot of surrendering. People are surrendering even their homes. There's been people who've, you know, gone on vacation and not been able to get back. There has been some just, yeah, there's a lot of displacement going on in energy right now. So if you've been feeling that way, if it's been feeling like a bit of a struggle, just allow the feelings, get some rest. There's been a lot of messages this week about just taking rest. So we got the Sky Dancer, and then following up the Sky Dancer, that's talking about surrender. See, even what's going on in the world, we can't do anything about it. So why be so upset if we know what frequency and energy and vibration do, and how we create and co-create our own lives and the collective reality? The best thing we can do is surrender, and even again have the courage to be content, have the courage to spark joy, to create cosmic rainbow energy, activate, transmute, evolve. And then we have skywriting here. West Coast, I've only been out there once in my life for a while, though. And I wasn't really coming back. I loved it there. But then I came back and it's... I haven't made it back to the West Coast yet. And I mean to make it to the East Coast as well. Anyway, so here we have Sky Rider. Look at that. There's some runes there. And it says the fates. You know, and it's stormy. It's stormy out there right now. But fear not. When I think about Sky, the Sky Rider here, it makes me remember what I often say about acceptance and understanding that everything is exactly the way it needs to be in this moment for a reason. So we can't really call it anything other than perfect. If we're here right now and it can't be any other way, this moment must logically, and I love logic, be perfect. And the fates, the truth is, it can't be any other way than it is in this moment right now. That's divine timing. It's not on our timing, it's divine timing. And so we can trust the sky writing. And I say, if it is what it is, and it can't be any other way in the moment, then it must be perfect. We would not look up at the sky and say to our Creator, you put too many stars in the Milky Way. It's too bright. And we wouldn't say, too dark up there in that black hole. Because it's the way it is for a reason. So, fear not. Fuss not. Trust. Beloved. My name, Melissa, means bee. So I was born, to pollinate a little positivity. And I'm so happy that you could buzz into the Tree Hive in the sky tonight with me. And I know you'll find me again. So make sure that you do subscribe and hit the bell and all that fun stuff. Maybe even a little share of something that you find in the archives of the Wizard's Library at Mojo and Magic. I'm so grateful for sharing that time together, for coming together. That one love experiencing itself in reflection. Always rising, always evolving, never less than, always equal to and yours. Enjoy both the shadow and the light.